Hey, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best tricks on a new border rework. Now make sure you watch the entire video because you're not going to want to miss these tricks. Starting off with the first tip, I'm going to show you guys how to get on top of this little soda machine in the teller's objective. They can actually get you some sick lines of sight on the opposite team pushing from the lobby entrance. So as you see here, you get on top of the couch and shoot those two carton boxes right on top of the soda machine. Right after that, you get on the little arm support that will actually elevate you a little bit in the air and make you able to actually vault the soda machine. And as you see here now, you can actually head glitch to the lobby entrance and get some cheeky picks off on the opposite team. Now moving to the workshop objective, there is actually a second way to also obtain that high ground on Siege. Now in this objective, you just want to push yourself or keep on running into those pallets, and this will elevate you on top of the locker. Just know when you sit on top of these lockers, you can actually hold the fountain running and a little bit of the archives sight. Now for my fellow roamers out there, you can actually make an advanced rotate into 90 highway that gets you right into break room. You just need an oryx, some impacts, or a buck if you're on the attacking side. Now I'm not really sure that I'm gonna be using this rotate in a ranked game, but it's always handy to know how to do this when both of those doors are actually air jabbed by a nomad. Now I know that we already have two of those vault prompt tricks, but there's actually a third one in the waiting room. You're gonna want to break these three binders or whatever they called, and once you break them, you get on those trash bins and you actually get a vault prompt to get on top of this soda machine. Now moving on from those vault prompts for a second, if you go to the east side of the map, you can actually throw a Valcam right into this car here, which is actually invisible to the opposite team. So as you see, your Valcam is actually protected or covered by the smokes that the car actually brings out, so you don't have to worry about this cam being destroyed. It only can be destroyed by an IQ, but no one else, surprisingly. Now bringing back our lovely Valkyrie, you can actually get some free kills if you go to the workshop area down underneath the armory or archive site, and you gotta break this little reticle right underneath the lamp, which will actually give you a line of sight to throw your C4 and once you hear the barricade break, you can actually throw your C4, which will immediately kill the enemy, as you see here. Now moving back to the archives objective, you can actually see through the barricade and shoot the enemy team through it as well. So what you're going to want to do is get on top of the archives racks or whatever they're called, and as you see, you can actually shoot an enemy when they try to knife it or put a breach charge right on it. Now for as crazy as it gets, you can actually also do this from right down below in a workshop objective, and believe me, you're going to make people mad with this one. Now believe me or not, but in 2021 I still believe that some people don't know that with Cade you can actually electrify that armory wall from down below. Now moving down to the ventilation room, you can actually get on top of this little vent by just destroying this blue box and then tilting rightwards. This will actually slide you up a little, and once you get slid up, you can actually get on this little box, giving you a line of sight or just a small hiding spot to caught people off guard. I'm sorry, a little interruption here. If you guys have been enjoying the video so far, make sure you hit that like button because it really helps me boost my algorithm and make this a full-time dream or job, guys. So hit that like button and subscribe and enjoy. Now moving back up on the archives locker, you can actually make a little line of sight catching people off guard again by just impacting it or shooting it, and this little line of sight will actually kinda get you a lot of free kills if people tend to not drone you out. Now for the next one, in Passport, you can actually make some bullet holes that make you invisible to the opposite team running into Passport. Look at this one. Super free, super efficient. You can easily run back to site as well if those Ashbans tend to just rush in here. Now for the next one, you're gonna want to pick Monty for this one because you're actually unkillable in this spot. You can plant behind the little beep thingies, and getting shot is practically impossible if you have the right teammates covering you from CCTV or the hallway, because as you see, the plant went down and the opposite team cannot see you from behind, since they added a little cover, just note that you're still vulnerable for those C4s or impact grenades, but if you have the right teammates, you should be unkillable. Now for the next one, you're gonna want to put a little impact hole right on a ping that I pinged down for you guys, and get on top of this little counter, and this little ledge here makes you able to get a little height advantage, and you can actually make some little bullet holes, and as you see, quickly in and out of it, get some free kills. And if somebody rushes up middle, you can also just pick them off easily. Now please don't forget that you also have to worry about the new bag that they added, and also the CC door, and also you're actually also a little bit vulnerable from your back, as you have the CC window and the CC door. But if that is held by another teammate that can run out of the main wall, CCTV should actually be super easy to hold off and pick off some enemies. You have an advantage to use that half wall and all of the other stuff around you. Now guys, moving to office, you're gonna want to get on this little desk here and aim right at the sky, right on ping, or where I'm aiming at. I slow this little sequence down for you guys so you guys can exactly follow up with me. So you're gonna want to lean left and throw it right where I'm aiming at, and you're gonna have an indestructible alibi Shivi right outside, a prisma that is indestructible by the enemy team. So this can help you run out of other areas, because the message will be displayed on the screen and they won't be notified when a second person actually runs out. Last but not least, I'm going to show you guys some invisible frost traps, and if you've been following me on TikTok, you know that I already posted some of these on a TikTok 2 months ago, but I wanted to bring it back to you guys so the YouTube family can actually enjoy some of these too. Some of these are actually slightly invisible and some of them are totally invisible. So what you're going to want to do is melee a little hole into the floor, and after that put your frost mat into that hole. Just melee. This will make your frost mat actually sink into the floor and have that little layer padding of the little mats, you know. So some of them are totally invisible and some of them are slightly invisible, so these will just be less visible for the enemy team and grant you some free kills. Now guys, that will be it for today's video, and if you've enjoyed so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can catch me into the next one. Peace out.